Hello, check-in people. I just wanted to let you know a little bit about check-in before you serve, just so that you understand how it works. So I'm going to show you a little bit of the backside and just explain a couple things. I've created a fake event so that I can show you how to get on the iPad and change the information to the specific event that we'll be checking in. So they allow you to set it up different ways in order to create name tags for the kids or security codes for the parents. So how I have it set up is the 1st to 3rd grade class will get a security code only. The teachers know everyone in that class. Occasionally we'll have a visitor, but for the most part we know all the kids. So they will still check in at our central check-in area. The parents will get a security tag, but there will be no name tag for the kids. For the grades 4 to 6, we're not doing a security tag for the parents or a name tag for the kids, because those kids typically arrive in class on their own and they leave without their parents checking them out. So there's not really a reason to have a security tag for the parents. The same would be true of youth grades 7 to 12. They do not need to check in at our station here because they don't need to check in or out really, but we still want to keep track of them. I have somebody in the youth who's going to do that once all the kids arrive. They'll just remotely check them in and I can just check them all out on Monday. It's not a big deal. And I want to just go ahead and preface this with saying there's nothing that you can do that with check-in to mess it up that can't be undone. I can fix anything, so please don't be intimidated or worry about anything. For the nursery and the 3 to 5-year-old class, we print both a name label and a security label all the way from 0 to age 5. They will check in at the central location. What we're going to do is ask parents. We're going to give them all their labels for their kids. We're going to give them the security code, and we're going to ask them to label their kids when they get to the room that they're going to. Otherwise, it just backs up our line too much. There is a glitch in the system that they're working on right now where occasionally it will not print the parent's phone number on the name tag, and we're not sure what's going on with that. But in order to know that that is okay, just so you know, if it's a visitor, definitely handwrite it on there. But for visitors, it seems to get it every time. It's just our people. I have put a roster in every room with all the parent information, cell phone numbers for every child ages 0 to 7. And I'll change that out monthly just so they have a master list of any child that could possibly be in their room and the parents' contact information. So the way it's set up, and you're going to see these folders when you open it up to check in the people. The way it's set up is people are in a different folder, and the reason they have to be in different folders, like grade 1 to 3 is in a folder, grade 4 to 6 is a separate folder, is whatever folder they are in determines the labels that will be created. So you can decide what labels you want for whatever folder level, but everything in that folder level has to have the same name labels and security labels. So for grades 4 to 6 and youth, there's no labels at all. So I could combine those actually. I didn't, but grades 1 to 3, I haven't put that on there yet, but that would have a security label in that also, and I need a new folder. I just created this test one so that you could see and understand the logic behind setting it up. So now we're going to go over to the iPads, and I have the iPads labeled just so you're aware. I have Ministry iPad 1, if you can see that, and Ministry iPad 3, and then there's Ministry iPad 2 back there. iPad 1 and 2 are synced directly with these printers here. And these printers have battery packs on the bottom, so when we take them out of my office, we can simply unplug them. It's not a big deal. And they turn on like so. And you can see the battery levels on the top. I try and keep these charged up. I check them every Monday. Now, when you open your iPad, you're going to get a screen like this. And right now, it is set to Kids for Truth and Youth, because that's what's happened yesterday. So the way that we get out of that is down in this lower corner here, this little setting button, You can edit your station settings. All of you need to know how to do this. The code for the station key is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then it will bring up a screen where you can change what event you're going to be working on. The test event, it will not let you check in people to an event that's not live. So just so you're aware, you have to, that's why I had to create a test event. So I created test Saturday, even though it's not Saturday. I changed a test event that was already in there. So I'm just going to do that and save it. And let's say we want to go ahead and check in some people, or they come up, they might have their it pulled up on their phone. If they have it pulled up on their phone and they're checking in at the 9 a.m. service, it is critical that you ask them, did you remember to check in your child for both services if you're going to be here for both services? That was the biggest glitch last week, is parents checked their children in, but they didn't check them in for both services. It's almost easier if we don't use their phone as we're getting used to it, and just pull up the people. So in thinking of someone who has many kids in different ages, I would pull up the Caldwells. You can, as soon as you see them start to pull up, you can do the first 3 letters of their last name and it pulls up the whole family. So once they are checked in, you will notice it'll look different when we're on Sunday, because they will be pre-checked in to wherever they attended the week before. So it has a smart memory in it. It will remember what classes they go to, and it will pre-check them in. So likely all of these will be checked in. But let's say Jameson is gonna check in, and it's gonna tell you it doesn't have enough volunteers. Over on this right-hand side is this little pencil. And this is where it opens it up to what he would check into. Jameson, I can't remember how old he is. Let's say he is 2 years old. I don't think he's quite 2. But if you're going to check done there, and let's say we need to put Olivia in the 3 to 5-year-old class. She's already in there, but you can still click that and go down to the 3 to 5. Yep. Now, what you're not seeing on here is I did not create 2 time frames. So when on Sunday mornings you would see 9 a.m. and 10:45. And it's just super important that we remember to double check that. So if these are the 2 that you're just checking in, and if they're checked in down here, you would want to see who they're checked in by. They could be Cheryl or EJ. You can edit trusted people if they say, I'm trying to think of somebody who would do this, but like Ina Vasiliev, often she'll send David to pick up Gracie. So we would want to add him as a trusted person that can pick up Gracie, as long as we have the parents' approval to do so. But so let's just say Eric checks them in. We're going to check in 2 people. And it'll give you this funny little butter my biscuit, you're here, or whatever little funny saying they do. It will print out name tags, you can see. And now here's one where it did not print out the cell phone. And this is exactly why I have the cell phones in the rooms. And here's a security tag. This goes to the parent. They can take these down and label the kids in front of the rooms. Make sure you look at the tags, because if the parent has only checked in the child to 1 hour, 9 a.m., but they're staying for both hours, in this spot in the middle of the tag, it will say 9 a.m. and you won't see a 10:45 there. So you're going to definitely want to say, are you sure they're not checking in for the 10:45 too? And you can go back in if they missed it, pull up the name again. If you hit check in again, it'll give you the time options, and you can choose 10:45 also and just put check in. And even if it prints out another label, their first label will always work to check out the child. So you don't need to worry about swapping name tags or anything. That's mostly for our side of the records, to just correct that check-in and make sure we have it properly. The only way, hang on, I'm gonna turn this around so you can. well, I don't know how to do that. But anyway, the only way that you're really going to learn check-in is by doing it consistently. So for my volunteers that are scheduled, I would like to, you know, have you work at least 2 weeks in a row, and I'll be there with you, and make sure you get the hang of it and can handle any glitches. And you know, you'll have people ask you questions, and just refer them to me, because there's a lot of technical questions as we're coming up, you know, like if you have a parent that checks in little ones and older ones. The older ones, they don't need a security tag or a name tag, or if they check in on their phone, their security tag is on their phone. It's digital, but it still prints one out. And I know that there have been parents that have asked, can you turn off that function? And there's just no way to do that on the backside without turning that function off of everyone. So hopefully that makes sense. And if you have any questions, just give me a call.